to another episode, Focus on Finance. My name is Shirley Luu, your host. You know, like every episode, you always try to bring and trick young men, young ladies into the mix of things, because I figure, besides just having old fogies all the time, one with the mature audience, I thought it's time bring these two young ones. So on the right of me, I have Elizabeth Shaw. And you know, her background is really being an attorney. So Elizabeth, why don't you share a little bit about who you are to the audience, please?
I'd be happy to. Thank you, Shirley. So I am born and raised in Alexandria, and I am an attorney in Alexandria. I do business contracts, commercial leasing, lots of various business types of contracts, as well as estate planning and personal injury.
All right, great. And on the left of me here, you may have seen this young man on a previous episode on entrepreneurship, where I brought him on board under the leadership of my team and being trained and all that. Nathan Acquah.
Thanks. Hello, it's Nathan Acquah again. It's a pleasure to be back, and I appreciate having this opportunity to be with Liz and Shirley again. So
yeah. So Nathan family happens to be a good client of ours, and that's how he got introduced into the industry. So Liz, let me ask you a question. When it comes to money and finance and savings and retirement, you're in the world of legal, technically with judges and lawyers and clerks and everybody out there. Are they well up to speed with every single one of them saving a lot of money in retirement and thinking about the future, or know a lot about investment? Well, what is your view when it comes to that industry of how much do they pay attention to?
Well, Shirley, you're asking me a question here, and I'm going to tell you the truth, and I hope it doesn't get me in trouble, but the answer is, from what I've observed, no, we don't know or do a lot of planning around finance. With attorneys, we're often very busy out working and taking care of other people that we tend to neglect our own matters.
You know, I'm so glad that you said that, because I have been at several events that there were judges and lawyers and other folks out there, and you know what? That was the same sentiment in the audience.
Absolutely, that's where we met.
I know. And you know, it's interesting because even when I had asked some of the attorneys what kind of product or services they had, even some of them were the old traditional kind, where they never heard about the new stuff that was happening. And hopefully today we're going to get a chance to talk about what's new in the industry when it comes to your money. Now, Nathan, I know that you kind of been in this and working with a lot of folks. So let's talk a little bit about, even though you're young, you still got a lot of clientele that you work with that are in the 60s even. What are some of the things that's happening with those clients in the 60s? What are their biggest concern when it comes to their money?
a lot of them, when they're around that age, they want to protect their funds. So they want to protect their nest egg. They want to lose against market inflation, market going up and down. They want to hedge against that. So I see a lot of concerns about that. A lot of them don't have long-term care, trying to be prepared for that transition, because around that age, you're getting ready for retirement. So being able to properly structure your plan so that when you do retire, you have income coming in, you're not working. So just that, seeing people that they're not always ready, but knowing that when they speak with us, we can always help them in some sort of aspect.
Right. Well, isn't it true, though, with long-term care, I'm 60 years old. I haven't thought about long-term care. I should have, but I didn't. Regardless, I am at that bridge right now, okay? So would you recommend a regular long-term care that I buy? But isn't that cost kind of prohibited me from, doing, because I'm on fixed income?
Correct. So I always say that speak with someone who's a financial advisor, or speak to us first before making that decision. Just because a regular long-term care, if you don't use it, you lose it. Why don't you create something that, if you don't use it, it builds assets for you at the same time? So my suggestion for that would be to speak to either one of us or speak to a financial advisor, just because a traditional way of thinking is not always the best way.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. So, Liz, when it comes to, again, the word of legal, I'm sure all these people happens to have retirement account right now, whether they work for a firm that provide retirement with matching money or not matching money. What about, are there a lot of lawyers out there that are self-employed, like self-business owners?
Oh, certainly. Yes, there are a lot of lawyers, myself included.
Okay.
I have a small solo practice, the Sock Law Office, and there's a large group of either solo or small firm attorneys.
Wow, so they are also going out there struggling like the other business. Trying to
Yes,
find
absolutely.
clients.
As a solo practitioner, you're responsible for everything. All of the, admin, all of the marketing. You wear all of the hats. You're not just the lawyer.
Wow. Now, I know the bar exam. I've heard a little bit about the bar exam. And I've heard that was like one of the toughest tests to pass.
It is a very cumbersome test. It's a 2-day test. I think it's 6 hours each day.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
quite a
that
bit.
That was a lot.
Wow.
Yes.
So, the bar exam itself, so if I took the bar exam, do they have like different tests for different field as an attorney? Because I know in the legal word perfection, you have divorce attorney, then you got estate planning attorney, and then you've got medical malpractice attorney, then you got critical injury attorney. So one bar exam satisfy all those, and they teach you all those cases as well?
Yes, so because it's such a long exam and it's a bar, it covers every possible topic. It can be on the exam, so you have to be prepared to answer those questions. In addition to that, it's about thinking like a lawyer as well. So if there's an essay portion and a multiple choice, so it's about knowing how to analyze a case.
So I could come to you for most cases?
Absolutely, but I would not take all of them.
No, I know you got a subject matter expert in your field. Like anything else, you've got people that specialize in certain stuff. We specialize in the good stuff, from the financial industry, gains without losses. If you have protection, you want to have lifetime income, you want to have growth. Those are the kind of things. You want to leave a legacy. You want to tax advantages. You want wealth creation. All these things.
Yes, I do.
If that's what you want, then definitely the folks right here can answer that question. Nathan, I know that we talked about the old senior where they worry about not losing money and they worry about having income and things like that. Let me ask you this: leaving a legacy, whether the young, old, or new, including the young one. Do you ever have cases where they come in and tell you, "What? I have a baby 2 years old. Why would I need life insurance of that?" Or you may have a 20-something years old and said, "I'm not married. I'm still single. I'm running around and doing all this." So those are a particular one as well. Why do they need life insurance? Or why is that important?
Yeah, so it's important because life happens. Life is full of risk. You never know what tomorrow holds, and it's good to have some protection on your money. So think of life insurance as you have protection on your money. If anything happens to you, that death benefit protects your money. So it's a multiple uses to it. So I believe people should all have life insurance because, first of all, your assets are now protected by an insurance company, which is one of the biggest and strongest financial firms out there. So that's my sense on it, like making sure that each and every single one of us is able to protect ourselves, not just for the generational wealth or the tax-free aspect of it, knowing that peace of mind that tomorrow, if anything happens to us, our loved ones are taken care of. And technically, if you're young, like I was 24 years old when I opened a life insurance policy for myself. I think when I expressed to my friends I was putting $300 into a life insurance policy, they were like, "Are you crazy?" And I was like, I'm not, because I see the end goal. I see what my money's doing for me down the road. So, and I don't have like rich parents that can supplement my retirement down the road. I have to create my own wealth now. So for me, it was an avenue that I enjoyed because it was something I could have for the rest of my life. It wasn't going anywhere. It was building tax-free value for me. And at the same time, while my money was growing, because the alternative was put into a bank, but while my money was growing this life insurance policy, it was growing tax-free and tax-deferred for me as well too. So that's why I think everyone should at least talk to either one of us or at least have a life insurance policy on themselves.
Wow,
if
wow.
anything.
Well, that's why it's amazing. There's so many new players out there that are emerging in the marketplace, and I find that a lot of people still having their old kind. There'll be another episode that I'm probably going to be talking about the 5-year retirement plan, which you're going to hear probably very soon, hopefully this month or with that episode coming out, because it has to do with, one of my book called IUL ASAP, and it's one of the last chapter talk about the 5-year retirement plan. It is amazing. So I definitely are very excited for a fact that, I'm going to be able to bring these kind of education for you to hear and for you to talk. And a lot of time, look, if you're curious, just to see, well, what does that involve? Reach out to us, My number is 703-608-1203, and it's Shirley Luu and Associates. And one of the things that people always ask when it comes to, like, saving, investment, or retirement is like, oh, is it protected, like FDIC insure? Because in the word of bank, I trust bank because bank gives me FDIC insure. So what do you guys say when someone say to you, is it FDIC insure? What would your response be? Yours, and then I'll get yours.
Yeah, so it is a little bit better than that. It is protected by the National Insurance Association. So yes, it's still protected. To answer your question, yes.
All right.
Yeah. And what is it?
Same exact
Yes.
answer.
Yeah. So
And I was thrilled to learn that as well.
correct. Like to know that you have the exact same security as you would if you put your money into a bank.
Good.
That was kind of nice. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Guarantee Association. That's what you're referring to.
Yes. You're right.
Beautiful. Okay, guys, until next time, can't wait to see you again. Tune in.